Hi, everybody. I got a special package today. I've been waiting for an oracle deck from my friend Liudmyla Bezusko. She is the teacher that taught me how to make Motenka dolls, and she is an amazing artist. So, when she created an oracle deck, given my current interest in tarot, I just had to have one. And not only that, but Madame Zazuska really needs a fortune telling deck all of her own. So I'm going to attempt to reduce Ludmila's cards to a size for her. Anyway, this deck is very abstract, very intuitive. Ludmila hasn't included meanings for the cards, but they're meant for you to interpret freely in whatever way suggests itself to you. So this is kind of a major advantage because I've been giving a lot of thought to intuition and reading cards. So here is my opportunity, a beautiful, beautiful, meaningful, fresh deck that has no meanings attached to it. So I spread them all out, and I really didn't intend to assign them meanings, but I kind of came up with a story. I guess because I'm planning to do the Fool's Journey with the Pamela Coleman Smith cards. I guess I've got stories on my mind, so I came up with one for this. And, well, now the cards do kind of have some meanings, but they're pretty darn ambiguous and flexible. So here we go. I'll tell you the story very quickly. So, there once was a magic bird who lived in the sky and could grant wishes. Now, wishes are very speedy, fantastic things, not easy to catch. But wishes for a child, well, there were more of those than dandelions in all the fields of eternity. However, one day the magic bird just happened to hear a particularly lovely wish for a child just as a spirit of light was dancing past. So the magic bird asked the spirit of light, "Would you like to be a human child for a little while?" Now, the spirit of light could hear the beautiful wish as well, and she thought, why not? And so she agreed, and she became a human child. And everything around this human child became more beautiful because of her spirit of light. And she was a delight to all around her, and she grew more and more beautiful every day. And she danced through life with a light heart until one evening she ran into the magic bird just as he was getting ready to go to bed for the night. And there seemed to be a doorway and a strange machine, and the spirit of light, who turned into a child, asked the bird, "I'm bored here. Look, there is so much more to see. Can't I go through that door?" With a heavy heart, the magic bird confessed that she could indeed go through the door, but that it might not be so easy to come back. But he agreed to take her if that was her decision. Well, the spirit of light was on fire with curiosity, and she said goodbye to her family, which gave them so much pain, which gave herself so much pain. She would be so sorely missed. And her mother turned into sorrow, and her father turned into anger. But the magic bird came and flew her to the other side of midnight, where there was a door. And the magic bird warned her again. There are many fantastic things on the other side of the door, but I can't predict what will happen if you go through that door, or if you'll even be able to manage it, as you see all the keys, and some of the keys are sort of dangerous. But spirits of light are intrepid beings, And she picked the right key, and she went through the door, and there on the other side of the door was an angel of desire with one foot on the water and one foot on the stairs. And the angel of light followed the angel of desire, who led her to a black hole and said, "If you crawl through here, you will be transformed into something magnificent." And so the spirit of light, the human child, wrapped itself up in a cocoon and wiggled itself into the black hole. And sure enough, the day came when she woke up, but she wasn't out of the black hole. And as glorious as she appeared to all the world, she was not happy. Her glory was fraudulent. Then, from far, far away, there was something shouting and shouting and shouting. A terrible demon was holding the black hole that she was in its hand and shouting a painful truth. And all of a sudden, she remembered her family, and she remembered being a dancing spirit of light. And she felt so much guilt for hurting her family and so much loss for the dancing in the light, that now when she's in the black hole and all the fingers pointing at her, whose fingers they were she didn't know, and she just burned with confusion, burning bewilderment. And in that state, all the world, all the things that had happened to her, all the social distortion locked her into a cage, and all the color drained out of the world. In the cage, she discovered the riddles of gray, and she turned into the Queen of Duality, and she realized that she could keep herself busy solving riddles for a very long time, and she quite liked this idea. She hardly noticed that there was very little color, only the odd speck of red. She got very good at solving riddles, but sometimes she could never tell whose mouth it was she was speaking with. And then there were the trees. What had happened to the trees? They didn't seem right somehow, though she couldn't remember why not. She had almost forgotten color, you see. She had the feeling that something was missing, and she peered through the keyhole in the cage door, trying to remember what it was, and all the secrets, beautiful though they were. She knew that something was missing, and she saw through the keyhole, she saw a child amidst the secret. And what was that it had? Was that another black hole? Or was that a lead balloon? Many of the secrets were very beautiful, and many of them had drops of blood that smelled like sunlight. And she solved all the secrets, and she solved all the riddles, all except for one. The thing that was missing, the thing she remembered, the thing she couldn't put a name to, the secret she couldn't solve, until at last she got to the point of no return. Oh, she got to the point of no return, and there upon the threshold she had a moment of courageous lucidity, and the drops of blood that smelled like sunlight expanded into a rising sun, and she could almost remember the secret that she couldn't solve. But then, When she got past the point of no return, a terrible, terrible wound opened in her head, and the doomed of the world marched through her head, and the sun was nothing but a black hole, and a demon stole her face. But then, deep, deep inside of her, a child could hear its shadow calling, calling in the distance. She could hear her shadow calling. And then she was faced with the hand of death. But in the middle of the hand of death, there was a tiny, tiny arrow pointing to perhaps there was a way out. Well, there was no turning back, so she let the hand of death fall upon her, and she jumped into the darker gray mystery. And lo and behold, on the other side, there was redemption calling, calling its dark light, summoning the dragon, her shadow, the dragon. And an angel of possibility presented itself and gave her a choice. And when she saw the black hole that the angel had, and she could see the trees still in the world of gray, still in the mystery of gray, but there was color. There was color. And something awoke. Something awoke. The drops of blood that smelled like sunlight all began to sing. Sunlight! Sunlight! And she remembered. And she climbed up and out of the black hole. And there was a friend waiting for her to carry her home. A gift from eternity. And it spoke to her with the voice of love. And she found peace and harmony in the garden for all the rest of her days.